Hi, welcome to your teacher training. We are looking at planning and we have made our way through looking at how to build a weekly routine that works for you. We have looked at daily planning, particularly for the early childhood, and we've walked through how to do that in all the different areas, specifically literacy at the moment. And here are all the other areas that we're looking at inside of planning literacy for the term for primary, and I've given you some really good examples here. What I wanted to talk about today was, how do we go and find something that's going to bring it all together? And this is what I've found particularly successful for myself as a teacher. I like to use themes. I am old school, but I am also of the opinion if it's not broke, there's nothing really to fix. And so what I found is by using a theme, it has helped to create and give a little bit of context for, it does not a little bit, it gives students context to be able to apply concepts, to be able to, because literacy is not a topic that you can actually associate with, like, with maths, you can actually use your fingers and have that association to something. With literacy, it's just a little bit more complex. And so if you can give them some context, which is what having a theme does, and I urge you to use themes that are age appropriate and things that are interesting in their lives. And that's going to be a great way to present information, have engaged students, boost learning, and you're going to minimize disruptive behavior. So I wanted to show you what I do when I have, say for example, we're looking at animals. You could really do nursery, like there's so many different themes, and jump on Pinterest, try not to waste too much time. I find when I have a theme as well, it helps me to stay focused on what I'm doing and not increase my time. Because let's face it, we all get a little bit creative and think, oh, this would be great, scrap all this work I've done. No, 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 no. Just keep it simple for now. You've got years and years ahead of you. That's our whole aim. Okay, big aim, and hopefully you've done your vision statement for yourself, being a teacher. Your aim is to be teaching in 10 years and to be loving it and great at it, and just love being at work. That's your aim. And to be doing that, you need to conserve your time and energy at this stage of your career. So keep your blinkers on. The way I've done that, I'm the queen of tangents, I know, is by having a theme. So I wanted to show you, by having a theme, I literally go to, I go to my text type. This is going to be the thing that dictates my theme. If we are doing procedures, recounts, they're two good ones that go together. Now, if you are inside a school, you need to make sure you get a copy of a scope and sequence. If you are a pre-service teacher and you're on practicums, get as much information, copies of different things like scope and sequences, planning tools that teachers use. Get access and copy as much as you can. Always, always, always ask permission, and trying to get as many resources as possible. So a scope and sequence, access the one you have at school. Of course, if you don't have one, then the tools that I'm going to give you inside the Savvy Teachers Club are going to help you. So starting with the theme, I go to my text types and say I'm doing recount and I have procedure. Cooking is a great theme for that. Why? Because it does procedures. Recount, once we've done it, we can go back over it. So that's a good one to have second part of term, or depends on how you do it, whether you cover 3 a term. Okay, I often try and do 2. A little hint and tip, as a beginning teacher, it's not a race to get through the curriculum. You are to do as best as you can to teach the learning concepts. So your students are exposed to it, they get experiences in it, and you're working towards developing them to able to be doing it independently. Okay? There's no curriculum police. They're not going to come and arrest you because you haven't got the code linked up to your lesson plan. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and hopefully you've already watched my other video on how I show you to condense your planning and get your planning under control and feel like, feel quite confident in where it's going over the year. I show you how to do that. And that's all in Savvy Teachers Mentorship Program. So text types. This is going to dictate my theme. Then what I'm going to do, it's going to help me when I'm decorating my classroom. It's going to give me context to talk about maths problems. Say we are doing handwriting, it's going to help with context with handwriting. We've got our spelling rule. Perhaps we can appropriate and find our spelling rule in the words that are in different books that we find. We perhaps can go to the library and locate those and get the librarian to help us with that. We can put our words into a sentence for comprehension, but it can be based in the context of animals. Yeah, we are going to go through grammar and punctuation. We can go through here. I can use the different words. The books that we've read, I'm going to put all the words up on the whiteboard, and they've got to implement and add all the grammar and the punctuation in there. When we're doing our writing, we're going to do an information report. We're going to go, okay, who can recall this book that we read yesterday? Doing a procedure. What happened first? What happened next? What happened next? What happened next? Recount. Can you see how I'm saying? Hopefully that helps if I hold it out. So by picking, okay, by picking a theme, you can already see, oh, that gives me this idea and this idea and this idea. And then that's it, okay? Spelling and phonics, I've got you covered over in the spelling program. That's, if it's not there yet, it's coming, okay? Look to what's going on with your grades. Okay, your stage teachers, there will be some sort of commonality. If you're at a school where there is no scope and sequence and you've got zero resources, it's great because you've got the freedom to do what you want. You also have no idea what to do. And that's where the Savvy Mentorship Program is going to come in no matter what. Okay, even if you've been given a program to deliver, you still need something. How am I going to pull my literacy together? Which is why I'm saying you can do your themes. And then this is what I do. And then I show you how I do my spelling. Okay, I made literacy one of my strengths because I sucked at it so bad. And I was terrified to get my spelling wrong, which I do now from a brain injury. But back at class, I didn't want to get it wrong as a teacher in front of anyone. Okay, comprehension strategies will be all based on your reading. When you are teaching literacy, it does sort of go across all the different key learning areas that you're using. And this is just a summary sheet of what you will be doing each week. I print these out, and you've got the template ready to go in the Savvy Teachers Club. I print them out, print. That's my term. Okay. And I will handwrite it in as my scaffold. And then if you want to go back in here and type it in yourself, you absolutely can. It just depends if you're like that or not. So here we have our numeracy one, and we're developing it. So if I got down here, so you might have 2, 3, 4 digit recognition. So this is where you might have students that are really going from one end of the scale to the other. 2, 3, 4, a digit addition. When you're doing a problem solving, you can use animals. We were at the zoo. There was this many, this many, this many. Okay. Does that make sense? We want to sort out the butterflies. There was all these different types of colors, and you can make up the stories, and then they have to solve the problem. But by giving yourself a theme and a context to work with, it just makes life so much easier, and it's going to cut down your planning. You won't be going, "Woo, fairies is a good thing." All these, oh, no, it's not animals. Can't do with it. Okay, I've learned how to keep myself on track, and this is one of those really cool things that I do. And it's just simple, easy, effective. And my 3 things: simple, easy, effective. You know, I'm planning a unit on animals. I saw the coolest video the other day about, what was it? I love them. Sea otters. David Attenborough. You know, even in early childhood, students would love this. Now this here is how I've done some brain dumping. I don't think I have it in this one. So when I do my unit planning, this is the next video that I'm making over in the Savvy Teachers Club. I'm going to show you how, after brain dumping, getting my ideas out, I'm going to show you how to do a sequential unit with my ideas. And this is how I record it down. It's all on one sheet ready for me to go. I don't need my sheet of 10,000 sheets of explaining it. I know what to do in my head. If you need it like this, and then you're going to transfer it over to this, or even this, and I have a couple of them. I have like my term overview, and then I have like my weekly sessions, so I know. That's just how I operate. And what you need to do is go, okay, so if this is what someone does, that worked well for me. What does someone else do? That worked well for me. And it's too late now to go back on your practice and go, oh, wow, I sort of needed to do that. It's hard. This is why I sort of try and help, or I do tell pre-service teachers, grab everything. Like, jump in other classrooms, volunteer as much as you can, because I know it's going to make your first couple of years easier when you've got access to a few different versions. Teachers aren't that forthcoming with their stuff, are they? Which we also learn once we're in. So this is a weekly overview for my literacy, and we've walked through this already. I'm actually going to be working on another one to show you, so you have like a couple of different setups, and I've shown what to do for early childhood. And as far as secondary, yours is more based on the timetable and how many sessions you have, and you break it down that way. And so you are dictated by your timetable. But what you will be doing is, and I'll be talking about in a little bit of a session later on, you need to be looking at how many sessions you have over the term. What do they need to be learning? If you've broken it down over the year, then what are we going to be covering it by term? So it's looking at, planning is looking at how to go, right, this is the year achievement. How am I going to break it down into smaller chunks? And getting the right tools to help you to do that is something that I've got in the Savvy Teachers Club for you. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I would love to hear about the different themes that you guys use. So make sure you jump over into our chat group if you're a member of our club. And we'll start talking about the different resources and different bits and pieces that you can use inside different themes. How exciting. Bye.